Thank you so much for tuning in today. I'm Meah Denee, and I am speaking to Tasha McCaskiel, founder of Black Girls in Media, a community that connects women to their dream media careers. Tasha is also a social strategist for HBO, and she is a PR consultant and just an overall boss woman. She has several other businesses. So welcome, Tasha. I appreciate you doing the interview with me today.
Thank you for having me.
So it was really interesting. Like, the more I did research on you, I felt like even more connected to you because we have like so many like little similarities. So you were raised in Charlotte, North Carolina. I was raised in Fayetteville, North Carolina.
Okay.
Yeah, and then you went to A&T. I went to UNC. And then right after college, you went to NYU, same as me. I didn't go to NYU, but I moved to New York.
Nice.
And I was just like, wow, like your progression as to like how you were trying to figure out what you wanted to do with your career was just like, it really connected to me. And I think it's really interesting how after you graduated grad school, you're still like, what am I going to do? And you started this organization, Black Girls in Media, which was just like a group me chat. But I would love to know like how you really built it from those like beginning stages. And of course, we'll talk about the conference, but would love to hear the beginning story.
Yeah, so pretty much in 2018, I was having a hard time myself getting hired. And so with that, I just was like, okay, let me talk to other women and see, if they're having a hard time like navigating this field. And then so it just grew really from a group chat to we started doing events, networking brunches. During the pandemic, I started doing virtual conferences. So like it just got started really creating something that I was in need of.
And for you, like, so now you are about to do your first like in-person conference. How exciting is that for you? And then like, what can people expect to take away from the conference?
Yeah, I'm super excited because I've been working on this for a year to be exact. And so I just really want people to take away, like, I want them to come out better than they came in, whether that be like more confident or like new opportunities or more sisters and support, just whatever that is. I just want people to come out like even better than they were.
And like, what made you want to start the conference to begin with? Because, you mentioned that you were doing brunches and you did a virtual conference, but what even made you want to do the virtual conference and then make it an in-person opportunity?
I wanted to do it because it was like really during the pandemic where like everybody was looking for that camaraderie and that connection. So I really just, did it because of that. And then it was great feedback. So then I did a second one a few months later.
Nice. And so on your website, it says that Black Girls in Media has placed, I think, over 200 members into new media jobs, which is amazing. But what do you have a story where it's like, what is one of the greatest come ups when it comes to like the women that have been helped with your organization?
I would say like it never gets old. Even today, we had our conference walkthrough with speakers, and they were all saying how like they've been impacted by BGIM. So like Jalen was saying how she got her first ever opportunity through Black Girls in Media, which fostered more connections that she still has to this day. So just like it's countless stories like that, and I think that like they just never get old.
Nice. So I know you also have a background in PR. So I don't know if, because, your position right now is a social strategist. So I guess, can you talk to me a little bit more about if you use your PR experience as a social strategist? And also I would love to know more about like, how has your PR experience helped you build Black Girls in Media?
Yeah, so I feel like I wanted to pivot to the content side of things and less PR because PR is just really taxing, like you're really working towards something that isn't guaranteed results. And so I feel like it just wasn't for me at the end of the day. And so I started doing the online strategy and content creation. But everything that I learned really has a reason, you know? So it's like, you know, grad school, I majored in PR there and we had to write a lot. So like now, whenever I write or type something, I'm very particular about grammar because of that background. And yeah, just really, I use all of my past experience for everything, even PR, having that experience. I know like how to reach outlets. I know the basics of PR. And so now when I do it on my own or I hire somebody, I know what that standard looks like.
Okay. For you, like, what can people expect this weekend for the conference? Like, what kind of panels, what speakers are going to be there? What do you think will be like some of the best panels?
Yeah, I mean, the panels are so diverse, so they're just all going to be, you know, so amazing because we have everything from like creating wealth, which we need to learn how to do, to being creative and growing your brand. And I'm just super excited to hear each person's perspective and giving their gems because each person is special. We all have stories. So I think, yeah, just being able to see everyone walk in their own path is going to be like super amazing.
What did that process look like to even like curate and come up with like the panels or like reaching out to panelists?
So pretty much like how it works is like I'll have women in my network who I've always wanted to work with, and we just haven't yet. And so we've just been supporting and following. So then I just have in my brain, okay, I'm going to hit her up for when we do the next event. Like if I have somebody that I just followed and I know she lives in New York, then I just put that in my brain, like, okay, I'm going to have her for New York. And then sometimes a lot of great women reach out to me too. And that's for, you know, like the conference, also just other things like, when it comes to me hiring, a lot of people just come to me and that's how I find a lot of people. So yeah, like the process of getting speakers is just knowing them for a while and reading on people's stories and what they have to offer and figuring out like who my audience would want to hear from.
I feel like that was one of the main tips that I saw a lot when I was like reading up on your interviews about like just networking and keeping connections. And, you know, for you, I feel like it's easy. Well, I wouldn't say it's easy. For some people, it is very easy to go out and network. But what advice would you give for actually like nourishing those relationships and actually like maintaining contact with people?
Yeah, for sure. I think that is super hard today because of the fact that like we move so fast. And I think that it's important that when we network to stop moving so fast and like remember who you know, we met and maintain a relationship with them, even if it's like telling them happy holidays, happy birthday, sending them articles, just maintaining that connection because the world moves so fast, like we will forget. So just really taking advantage of that and capitalizing, but being organic at the same time.
Yeah. Let it be natural. But I do like that point you made about just like even the quick like happy birthdays, even the quick like articles like, oh, I read this and I thought about you. Like, you know, it doesn't have to be a continuous like, oh, let's go to brunch like every other month or something like that. Like you can still gain like connections with people virtually and build a long-lasting relationship, which it seems like you've been able to do throughout your career and also with building Black Rose in Media.
Yeah, I think that's because, I don't really have a hidden agenda when I meet people and I make these connections. It's really just out of like pure energy and it just always ends up working out when you stay like genuine.
So for you, what would be your version of success? What does success look like for you?
Okay, so my version of success is staying aligned with the path that you were on and being happy with that and being joyful and also having a balance between work and life because you have to have that balance. So that's what I would say would be success for me. especially, even now, it's like, I feel like I took the hard route or the long-term route, but I always knew that it would work out. And,
Mm.
I can see it happening. I can see it getting better. So that just keeps me going.
Can you break that down a little bit more about like you feel like you took the hard route or the long route? Like, what does that mean for you?
Oh gosh, yeah, because like, especially as women, right? Like sometimes we can get it in a relationship and we can, just have a guy take care of us, or we can just, work a job knowing that we have more inside of us, but like
Mm.
not go to your fullest potential. There's so many other ways, like just compromising yourself for the short term. There's been a lot of things I've had to sacrifice, like a lot of trips. And I remember there was like a girlfriend trip that I didn't go on. And I didn't go on it because had an opportunity to work the BET Awards. And so it's just like I thought long term, in which I made great connections that day. So it's just like, not thinking temporarily and just making those smart decisions. It's the hard route. Like nobody wants to do that. Nobody wants to go without clothes. No one wants to go without trips and dating and letting the guy, provide for you. But when you stay true to yourself and you take the hard way, like that's funny.
Nice. Thank you for breaking that down. I feel like, like I can relate to that in general. And I feel like any woman that really is putting their career first has like had to sacrifice something at some point in time.
Right.
So, all right. So for you, where do you see the future of Black girls in media going?
I see it going in the direction that it's going on, but just like times 10. So I see us partnering with even more corporations, larger corporations, to help them hire within our community. I see us doing events that are even larger. Like this weekend, it's going to be around 200 women, but in the future, it's going to be, 1,000, and then it's going to be like 1 million. So it's just, doing what we're doing just on a larger scale. And that's what I'm super excited for.
Awesome. Well, best of luck. I was kind of upset when I found out about the conference. I was like, dang, I feel like I always find out too late about things. But I'm sure you guys are going to. What'd you say?
Where are you located?
I'm in New York. I'm in the Bronx.
Okay. So for the New York one, for sure.
Yes, most definitely. But best of luck this weekend, August 20th. Tell me a little bit more about the details. Is it an all-day conference?
Yeah, so it's a full day of panels, media panels, activation. So we're gonna have resume editing, we're gonna have some vendors, and yes, it's 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. and just a full day of getting those resources and making those connections.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Tasha. I appreciate your time. And I will be looking for coverage of the event. Hopefully I can get some like tidbits of information, whatever you guys post. And hopefully I can make it next year.
Yes, of course. I hope to see you soon. And thank you so much again. I feel honored for you having me on my show. So keep doing amazing things.
Oh, thank you.